We make over 200 food choices a day, but let's be honest, how many of them are we actually awake for? Welcome to today's Explainer. I am so thrilled to have you here because we're going to tackle something that literally affects every single one of us multiple times a day. Today, we're setting the stage to completely transform our modern relationship with food. We're going to break down exactly how to eat smarter, feel way better, and finally take back control of our plates.
So, let me ask you this. Have you ever finished a meal and barely even remembered eating it? You know the drill. You sit down with your plate, turn on a show, or start scrolling on your phone, and suddenly you look down and you're just staring at crumbs. It's the classic zombie eating phenomenon. And hey, if you're nodding your head right now, do not worry. You are absolutely not alone. In today's fast-paced world, this kind of distraction happens to almost everyone.
All right, let's get into it. Section 1, the modern eating trap. How did we end up in this trap in the first place? Just picture your typical Tuesday. We're rushing through lunch just to get back to work, our eyes are completely glued to our screens, and because of that, we end up consuming large quantities of food completely unknowingly. We're absorbing digital information instead of actually experiencing our meal. Plus, culturally, a lot of us were basically conditioned by the Clean Plate Club to just finish whatever is in front of us without a second thought. But this fast-paced, mindless eating trap isn't just a quirky bad habit. It directly contributes to the rise in cases of obesity and lifestyle-related diseases we're seeing today. We're eating way more, but we're enjoying it so much less.
So, what's the way out? That brings us to Section 2, defining the antidotes.
Antidote number 1 is portion control. Now, I know what you're thinking. When people hear portion control, they immediately picture starvation or crazy intense restriction. But it's really just eating the right amount of food your body actually needs to maintain a balanced diet. Not too much and not too little. Think of it less like a restrictive diet and more like a precise operating budget for your body. It's just about giving your system exactly what it requires to thrive.
Then we pair that with mindful eating, and this is a real game changer. It's the practice of paying full attention to the eating experience. You're actually aware of your hunger, how full you feel, the taste of the food, and even your emotional state while you're eating. It completely flips the script from obsessing over what we eat to truly experiencing how we eat. It's all about being present in the moment and finally tasting the meal that's right in front of you.
Now let's talk about the fallout. Section 3, the high cost of mindlessness.
Before we start implementing those antidotes, we really have to look at the stakes here, because ignoring our body's natural cues comes with a high cost. We aren't just talking about overeating and weight gain. We are looking at a significantly increased risk of type 2 diabetes, an unhealthy relationship with food, and a persistent lack of satisfaction after meals. And poor digestion? Yeah, that happens. Because when you eat mindlessly, often in a stressed-out state, your body stays trapped in a sympathetic nervous system response. It literally shuts down its rest and digest functions. So the stakes of ignoring this are incredibly high.
It's kind of like two completely different driving speeds. On the mindless side, you're driving 100 miles an hour in a storm, eating way too fast, totally distracted by the TV, and fueled entirely by boredom or stress. But on the mindful side, you're taking the calm, scenic route. You're eating slowly in a calm environment and actually listening to your engine's hunger cues. Recognizing the difference between eating to soothe your stress versus eating for true physical hunger is your ultimate key to transforming these habits forever.
Okay, time for the good stuff. Section 4, the benefits of awareness.
So, what actually happens when we finally hit the brakes and apply some awareness to our meals? Well, it sets off an amazing chain reaction. Just by slowing down and chewing properly, you physically improve your digestion and reduce indigestion. That naturally prevents overeating and regulates your calorie intake, which effortlessly supports healthy weight management. It also drastically reduces emotional eating. But you know what the absolute best part is? It wildly enhances your enjoyment of the flavors and textures. You actually get to taste your food, making every single meal a vastly better experience.
All right, let's get practical. Section 5, your daily action plan.
Now for the how. But first, a critical what not to do. Avoid extreme restrictive diets. Please, trying to build a healthy relationship with food through deprivation is exactly like trying to hold your breath to run faster. Eventually, you're just going to gasp for air, right? We need sustainable habits here, not punishment. Deprivation just doesn't work long term. Instead of restriction, let's try some super practical portion control tips. First off, swap to smaller plates and bowls. This actually plays on a proven psychological trick called the Del Buif illusion. Your brain sees a full, smaller plate and feels satisfied way sooner. Second, avoid eating directly from large packages. Always portion your food out. Third, make sure to read those food labels so you actually know the serving sizes. And lastly, and this is absolutely crucial, do not skip meals. Skipping a meal pretty much guarantees you're going to be starving and massively overeat later on.
Now, if you want a totally foolproof way to build your meal without obsessively weighing ingredients, use the balanced plate method. It is brilliant. Just imagine drawing lines on your plate. 50%, literally half of it, should be colorful vegetables. A quarter of the plate is dedicated to protein, and the final quarter goes to carbohydrates. It's such a simple, visual shortcut to perfect portion control that ensures you're getting a balanced diet every single time.
Okay, let's put it all together for your next mindful meal. Step 1, remove the distractions. Put the phone away, turn off the TV, and find a nice calm environment. Step 2, take your time to eat slowly and really chew your food well. Now, step 3 is honestly like a cheat code. Pause during your meals to assess your satisfaction. It takes your stomach about 20 minutes to send that, "Hey, I'm full" hormone to your brain. By just putting your fork down for a few minutes midway, you give your brain the time it needs to catch up, entirely preventing that uncomfortable, stuffed feeling later. And step 4 naturally follows. Just listen closely to those hunger and fullness cues.
As we wrap up today's explainer, I really want to leave you with one powerful question to ask yourself today. Right before you take your very next bite, are you eating to fuel physical hunger, or are you eating to feed stress? By answering that honestly, you empower yourself to take immediate conscious control of your health and digestion right now. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, happy mindful eating!